Hello there, this is Retro Spirits Gaiden, and this is Psikyo Shooting Stars Bravo on Nintendo's Switch console, which is now my retro console of choice. Retro game console of choice. It's not. I mean, it's still out, but this console does have this cartridge on it, which has these games on it. As you can see, I'm scrolling through them here. I think there's 6 games here. I'm going to start with Tengai, also known as Sengoku Blade. This is a horizontally scrolling shoot 'em up. Available for your Sega Saturn at an inflated price of 70 to 80 quid. I bought this cartridge for about 35 English pounds a while back now, and I play as much as I potentially should do. But the content on the cartridge is quality. So you get Sengoku Blade, which is typical Psikyo. You've got the same rules for firing, in that you can hold down the fire button and charge up shots. You can only power up to 4 levels. You have bombs. You have to destroy the enemies. The enemies are sometimes robots that transform as you destroy them into other robots, which is typical Psikyo. This guy here's got magic mirrors. But what this game does have, this one in particular, it has a very lovely Japanese styling with robots which look like samurai, suits of samurai armour crossed with animals. It's pretty damn sweet. I do like this game, I like it a lot. I was a fan of it on Saturn, and it plays just as nicely on Switch. Now, with all Switch games, or emulated games in general, the subject of control lag will come up. I don't know if any of these games have got control lag. I don't feel lag as much as other people, so you might want to get that information elsewhere. This game, Samurai Aces 3, I think is the low point of video games in general. This is... I don't know what format this was made for, what the arcade system is that it was running on, if indeed it was an arcade system. But this looks like something a dude threw together in his spare time over the course of 24 hours. It looks a bit like it's running on a N64, but an underpowered N64. An N64 where all its graphics have been turned off. It's just a jerky, horrible, ugly mess of a game. And I guess it's kind of like a sequel to Sengoku Blade, but as you can see, it's just ugly. It sounds awful, and I don't know how this ever got through an approval process with anybody. I'm assuming, like I said, this came out either as like a Japanese PC game where there was no licensing involved, or Psikyo created a 3D arcade board of their own and released this, and this eventually killed the company. This game is what killed Psikyo. It's bafflingly ugly. I don't know how they made it so bad, but they did, considering all the other games that they've got look decent. They've really messed this one up. It's a Japanese voiceover. Yes. This game doesn't even play very nicely. It's in widescreen presentation though, so yay for that. Yeah, that's horrible. Don't bother playing Samurai Aces 3. The Gunbird games, as always, are quality. We're going to show a little section of every game here that's on this cartridge. Ashes of Locality. It's a nice power-up. It's like a ripple laser. This is more like it. This is more like it's Psikyo. This is what we love you for. These kind of graphics, this kind of gameplay. And this has been a fun game through the years. I've got this on the Saturn and enjoyed it there a lot. And indeed, this version, to me anyway, with my non-lag detecting eyes and hands, plays the same as the Saturn version. We've got different text boxes. I am Trump. No, I am Trump. That's Donald Trump. Well, he's gone through a transformation. That's weird. It's not just me, is it, that finds that slightly strange. Anyway, those characters look like something from Tatsunoko. Alright, well, I'm shooting robots, so it's typical Psikyo. Ooh, look at the bullet bands. Ooh, dodging that nicely. Yeah, cool game. Glad it's on here. Glad I got this game again, conveniently on the Switch with thousands of other retro games. To be fair, the Switch is becoming a bit of a mecca for shooter games. And if you like shooting games, find the Saturn too expensive. The Switch is pretty good. I think we're getting Radiant Silvergun on the Switch soon. If not already, it's already out. There's loads of stuff on the eShop, Switch eShop, shoot 'em ups, which is also a good thing. Like most of the Neo Geo stuff is in there. Yeah, it is pretty decent. We're getting a lot of Dreamcast ports. We've had Zero Gunner, got that twice. Just because it's on one of these other cartridges. Gunbird 2 is another Dreamcast game. This one has some nice character art on the title screen there, but slightly more pre-rendered graphics than the original Gunbird. So I'm not sure I like the visuals as much, even though they are probably better animated. And this character is one of my favourites, the old Dracula character. Yeah, so there's much more animation on these things, but it's nice looking. Not to me, it's not my preference. It's not bad, don't get me wrong. It's just a bit, I don't know, low colour depth or something. It's just not quite as nice as pixel art. Lots of green crystals here. It's the blue one. Why did they go and do that? We've got gun turrets disguised as cactuses. What will they think of next? Those sneaky bastards. Yeah, as usual, we've got the bad guys ambling around in the background. Ooh, it's got into a cave. Oh, there's not a real cave though, is it? No, there's a robot inside it. Ooh, goading me. This is a different protagonist. Protagonist? Is it protagonist? Or is it what's he called? I don't know. Antagonist. There we go. That's the opposite. Antagonist in the previous game. It's firing lots of bullets backwards. I'm not. I'm in front of you, moron. Anyway. Oh, here we go. Robot action. See, nicely animated. Just a bit ugly within itself. Never mind. It's a cool game though. I do play Gunbird quite a bit on here because I don't have it on the Dreamcast. Gunbird 2 that is. This expensive game on the Dreamcast. This cartridge costs less than just this game on the DC. PAL all Japanese as it happens. So yeah, from that perspective, it might be worth a punt. You can play all these games in Tate mode obviously to fill your screen. You can rotate your screen around. We've got a puzzle game on here which I've never heard of before. I bought this cartridge and it's actually not a bad little puzzle game. I don't play it a lot. I've put a little bit of time into it. It's fairly easy, but it's alright. It's alright. It has mobile phone-esque graphics though. That is a little off-putting, but the game itself is fine. So here we go. We're going to play Pinball, sort of like an Arkanoid breakout style game with Gunbird characters with pinball flippers. Again with the pre-rendered backgrounds. But actually, I prefer this to Arcoid. It's not as hard, and it feels controllable. So there you go. More power-ups as well. Ooh, hello. That rabbit, why does he keep appearing? He keeps appearing in front of me. Like he wants to get smashed in the face with a ball. Anyway. So each screen's got a different puzzle on it. Which is all well and good. The rabbit is popping up every now and then. Look, what's he up to? What's his game, eh? What's he trying to do? Trying to piss me off? Well, he's achieved it. He's achieved maximum pissing offness. I've got some icons coming down the screen. Don't let the ball fall off the bottom of the screen. No, sir. That leads to game over. And children crying. Okay. I had wings on my flippers there for a minute. Possibly extending their width. The rabbit's appearing again. I just noticed that the doors in the background is actually a bear's face. Subliminal. There's a dude riding an anchor there on the side of the screen. Don't know. Yeah, that's a passable game. That puzzle game there. It was all right. It's certainly much more appreciated than the 3D shoot 'em up they had included. Now this is a cool game too. This is Samurai Aces, I think it said. I think that's what I know it as anyway. Don't know what the Japanese title is, but it's essentially like a Strikers 1945 game with, well, like all Psikyo's games. They're just copies of, or variants from like Strikers 1945. This one has the Japanese theming from, I don't know, it's like robots plus Edo period. It's cool, it's fine. I like the theme. Gameplay, it's tried and tested, it's groovy. So like I said, this compilation is about, or was about 35 quid when I bought it. I got the special edition, which came with some art cards and bits and bobs. I think you can only really get the standalone version now, and it's still about 35 quid, but you'll have to get it from Amazon Japan, as far as I can see. And it's pretty worth it, it has to be said. It's got 5 quality games, 1 throwaway game. The games on here, if you were to buy them on the original formats, would cost you much more than this cartridge. And they all look and sound and play as you remember them. Here we go, here's a Tate mode. I've got an X-Wing fighter here, and I'm shooting Japanese houses. If that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what will. It doesn't blow my mind. It's like they've ripped off Star Wars and stuck it in feudal Japan. Just like Star Wars ripped off that Japanese movie. Oh, it's all cyclical, isn't it? Anyway, it's quality and recommended. Alright then. Ta-ra.